I have told you a bit of myself, and Ghanaians who also love to hear a bit of people. Somebody who are doing Daniel Woods. I mean, it sounds like a foreign when you're a Ghanaian golfer.
Hmm. Sorry, your audio is a bit muffled.
So I was saying that who is Daniel List?
Okay.
Somebody may ask, who is Daniel List? So tell us about yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, I grew up in West Legon. I was very sort of I grew up very passionate about football and golf. You know, so both of those things took the majority of my time as a kid. I was always the type to want to be outside. I never wanted to be indoors, So, Ghana, once 6 p.m. hits, it was
Yeah.
always a fight. My mom was like, again, before the mosquitoes get you. But yeah, no, I consider, yes, it does sound a foreign name, but I consider myself, I consider Ghana to be my home more than anything in the world.
So you said you grew up at West Lagos. Tell us about a bit about your educational background. Did you go to what school did you attend and stuff like that?
Yeah, I started at a place called Three Bears. It was around the airport area, and then I went to study at Lincoln actually, from age 4 or 5 up until I was 11. So yeah, I was there, and then I took a scholarship to go play in high school, actually football and golf in England, when I was about 12 years old. So I left Lincoln for that.
I mean, you say you had the scholarship to go to football and golf. How come you settled on golf? I mean, many young people would jump on football. Why golf? I mean, why golf?
It's it's funny. So my uncle Isaac, he actually played a bit for the Black Stars. I believe it was like in the '60s, a long time ago. But he injured his knee, and he later became a golf teacher in Achimota. So then, because of that, he introduced me to both football and golf. But he was able to play golf more than he could do football because he had a bad knee. So that's why I'd spend a bit more time playing golf, and I don't know, it was very much a toss up. I didn't know which one I wanted to pursue ultimately, but I think I just preferred the individual glories and successes of playing as a golfer rather than playing as more of a team like you would in football. That's kind of how I settled on it.
So where did it
You
all begin for you? I mean, where did you come to the realization like, yes, I like the personal glory, but where did it really start for you? I'm ditching football, professional golf.
it was when I was 13. Yeah, I because I was playing football and I was struggling. I was I was playing football in England, and then I was struggling a bit too much with some injuries, and then finally I broke my wrist playing football when I was 13, and I was just like, this is miserable. I'm tired of it. And then a year later, I was fortunate enough to win European Junior Championships in golf, and that sort of made me realize, okay, wow, like this is clearly, something's telling me that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting hurt playing football, and I'm having some good fortune playing golf. So perhaps it was God telling me that's my rightful path.
I see. So you heard the
Yeah.
voice of God telling you, hey, this is your talent.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
So after you won the junior challenge, I mean, sometimes getting the transition to become the pro golfer, I think it's a bit difficult. I mean, for a footballer, not many who are in the academy end up becoming professional footballers. So for you, at what point did you think, or did you think you were good enough to actually, compete at the highest level in golf?
Yeah, I was. It's kind of a leap of faith, really, but I was enjoying a pretty good run as an amateur and as a college player, and it kind of seemed like the stars were aligning. I was getting, I had some offers from certain companies to turn pro, and it's really difficult to describe, but more than anything, it's a gut feeling and having a belief in yourself that you're able to compete on the biggest stages, and which I had.
You just chipped in the bit where you said college. You mentioned going to school for college and still playing golf. For many young people, and I think this is something I also personally struggled with a bit when I was growing, combining sports with academics. How was it easy or difficult for you to combine it?
I found it a bit difficult, especially at the University of Washington. It's a very academically, demanding school, and it's also a very athletically demanding school. It's one of the best golf teams, or even just sports programs in the country, as well as one of the best academic programs. So finding that balance between the two is definitely very difficult. Aside from getting that balance, I think the college atmosphere is unlike anything else, and the friendships I made throughout college and the lessons I learned, I don't think I'll ever forget.
I mean, share with me some of the lessons you learned in college, just for the fun of it.
Wait, sorry, I couldn't really hear that one.
I'm saying that. Tell me some of the key lessons you learned when you were in college.
Ah, key lessons. Are we talking like, we're not talking like physics lessons, we're talking like life lessons?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think something college definitely taught me was we had to wake up at 4:30 to go to the gym before, probably. So the key lesson there was managing your time like extremely well. So if you had to study the night before, you got it done by 8 p.m. so you could be asleep. It really teaches you how to be well balanced, and just manage your schedule well. I think that was the biggest lesson that college taught me.
So now we are going to zoom into when you became a professional golfer and when everything started taking, you started we going to like important events, important tournaments. How was the feeling like when you first entered to participate in the PGA Tour?
Um, it's strange, because there's of a few reasons. Because I'm still very young for the tours, so it feels like I feel like a little like odd one out, because a lot of the guys are older than me. So and it's been like that for the last couple of years since I've been a professional. Um, another another thing is that you do still find this underlying sense of, a lack of diversity on the tours, uh, given that it's a predominantly white sport. Me being half African, but it's it's hard to describe, but it's a strange feeling not seeing anyone else that looks like you competing out there. So, but it's also quite a good feeling overcoming that and doing well, because of that fact. So it's very much a toss up which way you want to look at it.
Let me interject, or let me come in here. You mentioned going to the court and realizing that you are actually the only supposed black person So how do you deal with rain when you're on the grass? I mean, how do you deal with such an environment where someone look at you, they're not too white to play golf?
Yeah, yeah. I embraced it. I think if anything, I use it as an opportunity to just say, hey, look what I can do. And I don't think there's really any. I don't think there's really anything more to it. I haven't felt like I haven't felt much racism or anything like that, but it is just more on the fact that yes, you're different, and it's you dress different, you talk different, and that's the one thing I'll notice a little bit. There's a bit of a stigma on how golfers should dress, and I like to dress, very differently than most other players would, and I can tell a little. There's a little bit of, I don't know if the right word could be resentment, or
So
something along those lines, but
they
it gets under their skin a bit.
so they look at you like you are too odd. So like everybody's wearing like a white shirt and tan or khaki pants.
Like, yeah, everyone, I'm fortunate enough to be with Nike, and I'll wear some like Jordans with some, with like some chains and things like that, some earrings, and everyone else is just very plain. They'll wear the Tommy Bahama, the Ralph Lauren polo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just very just beige and beige and beige. Me, I'll wear some like all black, like maybe some with a bit of red and all that.
So how was it like in your first major tournament? Tell me about it. Like you knew you were going to compete in that tournament, but how did you take it in when you got there? How do you think you fared, and how did
Yeah.
it progress from there for you?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. I remember I was visibly shaking on the leading up to my first tee shot. Um, but then as soon as I got onto the tee and they announced my name, I think the nerves started to settle, and it's I mean, it's an interesting thing. You get the same chemical reaction between nervousness and excitement. So it's however you like to look at it, is it can determine how well you'll perform. So I transferred my nervousness into excitement, and I went out and played well. I didn't hit a good first shot though, to be fair, but apart from that,
How
that
about
calms me down a little bit. It was on a scale of 1 to 10. It was probably
the minus
three.
five?
Nah, three. Nah, keep it real.
So
Yeah,
recently, and I'm talking about golfing. You think that a lot of black golfers are peeping out on the scene with Tiger Woods, kind of leading the way he started. Would you want to see a bit more of black golfers?
yeah. 1,000%. Not only do I want to see more black golfers, I want to see black golfers be more vocal, and be a lot more proactive about getting other black golfers into the game. Because a lot of times, you know, we've every black golfer has dealt with this. Noticing the fact that there's not enough diversity in golf, and then once once you've made it, once you're professional and you have the platform to talk about how we should have more young black kids playing, no one really seems to talk about it at all. They kind of, oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, I don't want to say anything that might get me in trouble. Like, no, I don't see it as something that should get you in trouble. It's your people. You need to stand up and try and make the difference you talked about when you couldn't.
All right. So how would you rate your career since you turned into a pro? I mean, I know you're still young. You've had some successes, some failures. You had a good time in college. You won a lot of awards. Now you're in the main team. Is it a bit difficult transition? Is it difficult to transition from collegiate golfing, high school golfing to professional?
Um, yeah, every step is such a difficult transition from high school to college is incredibly difficult, and likewise for college to professional. Um, the only difference I think between college and professional is just professional. You're just playing a lot more. So one thing is I might have struggled with some injuries and things like that. Just having a difficult time getting a good solid like run of consistent competition. Um, but I think as as a professional, I think my performance has been good. You know, I just need to get into that routine where I get a solid run of several months injury free, being able to train all every day, being able to play every single tournament, which is I think it's soon and coming. It's just difficult to come by when you change the frequency of when you're playing, going from college to the pro level.
Talking about injuries, you recently came back from an injury to play the PGA for Q. Um, how did that go for you?
That was rough. I was playing an event in Canada, and where I got an adjustment from the chiropractor before the event, and I got a neck adjustment because my neck was a bit stiff, and then it made it worse. And I tried to hit a ball, and then I tore a muscle through my neck. Recovery took a couple months. Um, yeah, recovery took a couple months, and it was just after that it was because it was in the most busy part of the season. When I came back, it wasn't even like I had time to just train. It was still I had tournaments. So then it was pretty unfortunate because it led into getting into some bad habits due to not having time to just be practicing. I'm just going straight into competing.
So how do you feel now? Do you feel a bit better? Have you fully recovered?
Oh yeah, I'm fully recovered now. Yeah, I'm in full training at the minute, and just gearing up for. Well, we haven't chosen what's next on the schedule yet, but when it comes by, we'll be ready.
Okay. Now you have Ghanaian descent. Do you come to Ghana at all?
Yeah, I go to Ghana probably 3 times a year. Yeah, I no, I can never be away for too long. You know? I'll be going there. I'll be going there for Christmas next, and then yeah, while I'm there for Christmas, I'm gonna hopefully organize another junior golf clinic for some of the kids out there, like I did a few months ago, and yeah, but no, I can't be away from Ghana for more than 5 months, 6 maybe.
The
Nah,
last time
I miss my Banku and Okostu,
so
My
that's a,
grandma's one. That's my go-to. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
I mean every random Ghanaian would say jollof rice, but yeah.
Nah. I like jollof, but that one's easy. Like you can't have like I can make jollof here, but
Okay.
I can't have like my Banku and Okostu like my grandma makes it is back in Ghana.
Okay. Talking about giving back to the young people back in Ghana. You started the last time you were in Ghana. I think I was with you for the clinic and at
Yeah.
the Atlanta Golf Course, and you launched your project, the Dynamic Foundation. Um, Tell me about it. Tell Ghanaians about a bit about the Daniel List Foundation. Where do you see it go, and what, generally your vision for it?
Yeah, like I said, Ghana is my home, and by that logic, Ghanaians are my family, and I've been able to have a pretty comfortable life since playing golf here in the US. So I feel like it would be wrong of me to see my fellow countrymen and women not having it as easy as me and not doing anything about it. So I knew well before I was able to turn pro, my pro career, that when I got there, I would start a charity that would help make it easier for other kids to to break into that circle, easier than I had it maybe. But and some people might say that I started this charity too soon, but I don't know, in my eyes it wasn't soon enough.
All right. So still talking about Ghana golf and giving back to the children. How would you rate professional golfing in Ghana? I mean, I know there's an active competitions going on, but you do not see a lot of Ghanaians play international like you do.
Yeah, it's I think there's definitely some talented players in Ghana. I think I had the fortune of circumstance. I got lucky in certain situations, but yeah, I think all in all, like, playing professionally in Ghana just wouldn't translate to playing internationally, because the golf courses are different. How you play the game is different. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I think with my foundation and teaching these kids, I want to teach them how to play outside of Ghana. I want them to have I want to create the funding for them to be able to compete in junior tournaments in Europe, things like that. So they get exposed to that kind of level of competition at a young age. So when it comes time where they want to turn professional, it would be like anything else for them. It would be natural.
I see, and I really hope that you have a lot of Daniel List like kind of players in the country, and probably see a Tiger. Yeah, I mean, talking about Tiger Woods, I heard he was your idol.
Oh yeah, Tiger's my
1000%.
No one else. Yes, I met him. Yeah, yeah.
How was it like?
I was.
Is he a god?
I was. Oh my. Oh, I don't even think that describes it enough. It was. I was so nervous. I was sitting down, and then he walked in, and he was talking to someone else, and this other guy, his name was Doug Sanders. But I was sitting down, and then I get up to like introduce myself to Tiger, and then I just freeze. I couldn't say a single word. Like I was just staring at him with my mouth open. I was like, I was like, eventually, like 30 seconds later, I was able to, hi, I'm Danny. But no, it was pretty embarrassing, but also a pretty funny story.
I see. I mean, let's wrap up with this. You are a Ghanaian. You used to play football. You go scholarship to play football and golf. Are you going to Qatar?
Oh yes, I'll be going to Qatar to support my Black Stars. Actually, in fact,
oh, he has a jersey.
We got it right here.
Oh, yay.
That's my guys. Yeah. No, I'll be going to Qatar to support the boys. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling about this World Cup. I like a lot of the players they've brought on board, like recently, like Lamptey and Inaki Williams. I think Ghana might be able to cause some problems. We have a tough group, admittedly, but
are we going to win the World Cup?
I'll say yes. I'll say yes. You know, I'll say yes. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, but yeah.
Yeah,
No, I reckon we'll have a good run. And if it's not Ghana, I'm praying Messi or Ronaldo can get their World Cup. That'd be entertaining as well. But
All right.
yeah.
All right. So Daniel, this was an awesome conversation, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I hope to hear from you soon. Maybe after the next tournament, we can sit and chat. I mean, how it went, how you fared, and stuff like that.
Sorry.
I said that after your next tournament, we can sit and have a chat again. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
So I said
Yeah.
maybe after your next tournament, we can sit and have another conversation as to how.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. No, I'm always down for that. It was a pleasure chatting with you today. Yeah.
All right, and have a nice day. I mean, it's evening here, so yeah.
Yeah, it's about 10 in the morning over here, so I'm gonna go to practice right now. And yeah.
So have a nice day,
Perfect.
and thank you for making that for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you, mate.